Good evening. 20 residents at a care home in Larbert have died in the past month after contracting coronavirus. Bosses of the Caledonian care home say stringent infection control measures are being followed and testing is in place. Meanwhile, the Health Secretary has faced questions about allowing elderly patients infected with COVID to be discharged into care homes, as Courtney Cameron reports.
Earlier this month, it emerged 6 residents died at this care home near Falkirk following an outbreak of COVID-19. But this weekend, Care UK, who operate the facility, confirmed that 20 residents have now died after testing positive for the virus. They say strict infection prevention and control protocols are being followed and they're working with partners to minimise further risk. There are currently 141 care homes across the country fighting COVID, according to latest figures. Meanwhile, today, the Health Secretary was questioned about allowing elderly patients with the virus to be discharged to care homes if it's deemed necessary.
If and where older people are being discharged from hospital into a care home or back into their own home without the 2 negative tests for coronavirus that we have in our policy position, that will be a clinical decision. It is entirely right and proper, I think, that clinicians who are experienced in elderly care and in medical care and social work staff experienced in social work support for older people are the ones who will make the final decision.
Opposition parties have called for the practice to be stopped, but care professionals say that while protection is key, each case should be judged on an individual basis.
In any compassionate society, we can't have blanket rules and we have to protect everyone, but we also have to be sensitive that in some circumstances where there is adequate ability to isolate and to protect, that an individual has the right to die in their own home, being surrounded by people who know them.
This comes as the Central Belt enters its second full day of new restrictions after moving to level 4. In the past 24 hours, there were 7 deaths and 844 people tested positive for the virus. Courtney Cameron, STV News.
Well, meanwhile, Scottish Labour has accused the First Minister of disrespecting Parliament over support on offer for hospitality businesses. Earlier this week, Nicola Sturgeon announced a £30 million fund would be available for the areas moved into level 4 COVID restrictions. But Scottish Labour spokesman Alec Rowley insists not enough is being done to protect those whose jobs are now at risk as the sector shuts down.
You know, I'm not urging anybody to start opening up the hospitality sector, but what I'm saying is if you make these decisions for the right reasons, then you need to ensure that you have a coherent package in place that will protect people's jobs. Tens of thousands of jobs in Scotland are on the line here, and that's what we need to protect, and that's where the government are failing.